Alright guys, welcome to Trending Interactive Studios, guys. I'm your host, Ben. Today we're going to be talking about Season 2. We just got done about Season 1. We're going right on to Season 2. We're just pushing on forward, guys. But remember, this is Trending Interactive Studios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Moving fast and forward here because I don't want to have a really long video here. Again, these are supposed to be fairly short. I know that people don't like watching 60-minute long videos just about little talks like this. So I'm going to try to keep this very short, summarize, but still get to the main points. So Season 2 is one of my favorite seasons. It's one of the most underrated seasons. I know a lot of people don't like it. Not a lot. Some people don't like it. Personally, I think again, it might be my favorite season. It's damn close. 2 through 5 is all so good. I mean, amazing work in 2 through 5. 6 is good. It's just not great. 2 through 5 to me are great seasons. So in 2, we lose a lot of people. There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of drama. The Lori, the Rick, and the Shane triangle. I'm going to take these off. I see the glare again, guys, and I know you guys want to see the eyes, so we're going to take them off here until the end of the video. I'll put them back on so I can see. So, all right. So, in Season 2, a lot goes on. Like I said, we deal with the love triangle of Rick, Shane, and Lori, and we'll go ahead and hit that right off the bat. So, a lot of people, this is the season where they really start to dislike Lori. They feel that she is egging on Shane and Rick to hate each other, and I disagree wholeheartedly. One, I think that, like, when she tells Rick, this is a big part, when she tells Rick that Shane is dangerous, they're like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're turning Rick against his best friend. You're trying to get him to kill Shane. And I'm like, no, Shane is legitimately being dangerous. If we're watching the same show and you don't see the actions of Shane as not being dangerous, you're a lunatic. You are a lunatic. Sorry, folks. I don't mean to insult my viewers, but Jesus, come on now. It ain't hard to say. I'm from Iowa. I'm talking like I'm from Arkansas. Just messing around, folks, because they are down south in Georgia where they are filming this show. So, anyhow, it baffles my mind that people really believe that it's Lori's fault that Shane's dead. Let's clarify this. If Lori didn't do anything that she did, Shane would still be dead right now. He would be dead right now. And it's quite possible, I think he would have been dead in Season 2 anyways from Rick. Anyways. Because you got to remember the things that he ends up saying to Rick anyhow on his own. So I still think he's dead at that point. But if we take away that and say that no, he lives when they get overrun, Shane gets away with them. At the prison, when Lori dies, Shane is going to lose his mind, and Rick will lose his mind, and they will blame each other. Remember, Shane constantly tells Rick that he can't keep Lori safe, that he can't keep Carl safe. So when Lori dies, you don't think that Shane's not going to come off his rockers and blame Rick, say, see, I told you so? The woman I loved is dead now? And Rick's like, excuse me, dude, that's my wife. And, you know, fist fight, real brawl, probably to the death. And with Rick dead or just severely hurt and Shane dead, they're now a lot more vulnerable and they possibly perish. So at least maybe not Daryl and a couple of the others that know how to survive, Glenn and them, but some people that were more vulnerable, like Herschel, at least at that time period, at the very start, might have actually passed away with Shane there. So it is actually a good thing that Shane died when he did. You know, it always sucks to say, hey, it's a good thing that a person passed away, but Shane had become a cancer to the group. Some people will say that he's a villain. Right? He wasn't a villain. Fine, he wasn't a villain. If he wasn't a villain, which, by the way, he is a villain, but for those people that say he's not, he's at least a cancer to the group. And his actions, the way he's treating people, is not going to work. Andrea kind of gets it right. at one point she's like, "You're always right, but your approach is a problem," and that's kind of right. He is not always right. He is right sometimes, but he's not always right. But his approach and his tact and his mental stability make him a terrible leader, a terrible member of the group, and make him a liability. Yes, Shane, while being loved by a lot of people for being misunderstood, is not misunderstood, at least by me. He's misunderstood by the people that actually believe that he was a positive member to the group towards the end. At the end, and in season 2, the most of it, Shane was bad. There was the point where he asked Otis if he wanted to sacrifice himself, and then have Otis die instead. I don't think Shane meant that at all. I don't think Shane would have let Otis live. Shane, at the time, believed he was a real survivor and Rick wasn't. Why the hell would, if Mr. Survivor Boy, Mr. Best Protector, the only one that can keep Lori safe, Rick can't do it, he's the only one that can keep Carl safe and their future child safe. And of course he didn't know what the future child did. But still, Carl and Lori safe. He truly believed that Rick couldn't do it. He had already told Lori this. So, why would he, if he believes that Lori and Carl will die under Rick's watch, why would he let Otis live and he die? He wouldn't. It was just he was hoping that Otis would be like, no, let me do it. And Otis didn't. Otis was like, no, let's fight. Now, well, they lost probably. They were both injured. So, but Otis was like, let's fight together, see what we can do. And Shane was like, that's not practical. One of us has to die, and Shane was probably right here. But his reasoning and how he did it, once he did what he did, he should have owned up to it. At least after Carl got the help that he got, said, hey, this is what happened. This is why I did it. I didn't have a choice. I was also much faster of the two. It was only logical. He could have left out that, he could have at least said that Otis volunteered to be the one that died. He was like, shoot me, so they'll eat me, so you can get away. And I don't even like that, so I got to take that back. How Shane did it was really shady. How he acted when he got back was shady. He knew it was shady by shaving his head. That proved that he knew what he did was wrong. At least how he did it was wrong. So, but he survived, which meant Carl survived. So all in all, it was a good thing. Let's get that clear to you haters out there. I know there's a lot of haters everywhere that want to judge every little word you say. So I want to clarify that right off the bat on that part. We also lost the beloved Dale in this season. Carl was unable to shoot a walker early on in the episode, and that walker ends up sneaking up on Dale and getting him. Andrea, and that was very sad. Daryl had to put him down, shoot him in the head. He called him brother. So that was really cool. That was right. That to me was a moment right when Dale's death is where you get Daryl is starting to accept more how much of an important role he has in the group. So very awesome to know that to see Dale coming around like that. It was very sad to see Dale, the loss of Dale and how it hit the group, and it certainly did. And then of course now we can move forward to the Shane and Rick standoff where Shane takes the fugitive Randall out to the pasture, so to speak. He's pretending to Randall that they're going to run up to his camp, and he's defecting away from his group. But in truth, he's going to try to, or he's not going. He is going to kill Randall. He's snap his neck, and then he's going to hope that no one else notices. But he also has a little strategy with this. When he goes back and they go back out looking, His intention here is to be the end of Rick. This time he is going to point the gun at Rick, and this time he is going to be able to fire his weapon, put down Rick once and for all. Shane and Laurie and Carl and Judith can live happily ever after. Well, that's obviously not how it goes. Glenn and Daryl find Randall is zombified, and then Rick basically calls Shane out, like, do it. Do it. If you're the balls, you shoot an unarmed man. I don't have my gun. And then Rick shows that he is the balls by stabbing his own friend right in front of his face, in his chest, putting down Shane, and crying, and what basically look what you made me do. I mean, Shane's actions made him kill his best friend, and not just his zombified body, but he made him kill his human form. So that was unfortunate. We did lose Shane at that point. When he wakes up, Carl shoots Shane in the head, while Rick, for a minute, well, for about 20 seconds, it's like, hey, Rick's thinking that Carl might shoot him, that he just murdered Shane, and now he needs to kill his dad. But Carl takes down the zombie Shane, and they're heading back, and that's when we see that Carl's shot brought all the walkers in. Now, this is to clarify, people, the barn scene where we see Sophia, and I feel really bad that I'm just not mentioning her. I will get to her, I promise. The barn scene where we see Sophia and all that gunfire happens. That's where the zombies start all coming closer. It's just, it's a long walk, and then you do hear that. You hear them talk about how the things echo through the canyons. So it took the walkers a long time to get to where they were. But Shane was the one that started bringing them closer. It was Carl's shot there at the end that was like, I know you're really close now, we're right here. So Carl's shot tipped the scales. Shane's actions begun them. So those that say that what Shane did was right at the barn are full of shit. They're not getting the fact that those walkers from miles away were brought at least towards that direction with all the gunfire done by Shane and the entire group, including Rick at the very end with Sophia. So with that said, now let's get to the Sophia, because you can't talk about season 2 without talking about Sophia, in my opinion. Sophia, in the first episode, had gotten away. She had run off the highway into the woods from the forest, and Rick chased after her, made her hide underneath a little cove. I don't know what to say, but some bushes. There's a little place for her to hide. It's like, stay here for basically a while. I'll be back as soon as I can. But if you do go, make sure that the sun is on your left shoulder. So basically letting her know which way she had to go back to get back to the highway, but preferring she stayed where she was if he didn't come back. When he comes back, she's gone, and now, which they don't show that, but they do show when he comes back a second time now with the guys, and he's saying, hey, look, she's gone, and Shane's like, dude, she's terrified, Walker, she may have misunderstood. Rick's like, no, she understood me perfectly. Whoever's right here doesn't really matter. The sad part is Sophia is gone. So after Carl gets shot in the chest by Otis on accident when shooting the deer, you get to, they're still spending the time on the farm looking for Sophia. And then all the time you find out that the walkers that Herschel is keeping as family and friends and waiting for them to be cured or find a cure, you find out that Sophia was in that barn all along. There's so many hypotheses on how that happened. I personally believe Otis put her in there. I think that she was bit, and then Otis found her. But I honestly don't think that Otis told Herschel. So, they were on the barn, or they were on the farm, and I think that they would have seen other walkers being put into the barn. And so I think the first time walkers, since they had been on the farm, were being put in there was when Rick was being shown by Herschel how they do it. And I think that's basically what Otis had done, thinking he was doing a good thing for Sophia. You got to think, Otis felt, because he was living with Herschel, that they're just waiting for a cure. I'm going to save this little girl. I'm going to put this little girl in the barn. We'll keep her fed. I know it's crazy, but that's what their heads tell them. We'll keep her fed. When we get the cure, she'll be better. She can tell us who her parents are. We can go find her parents. And in all actuality, it turned out that she was not Walker, and Rick was the only one with the testicles to put her down. Yes, I said testicles. I said ball sack. I didn't say ball sack. I said balls. Things that are in the sack. So, anyhow, guys, like I said, Carl got shot this season. We lost Dale. We lost Sophia. We lost Jim. And we lost Jimmy. Not Jim. We lost Jimmy and Patricia, family members of the Green family. In the last episode of the season, rip to them. And we also got to see the start of possibly, well, my favorite female character for sure, and probably my second favorite character on the show currently, and Michonne. So that was really cool to see. Stay tuned next time, guys, for season 3. Will be what I'm talking about. Obviously, I just did 3. I was like, stay tuned for season 3. Wait a minute. 3. Okay. So stay tuned for season 3, guys. We'll see you here next time right here on T.I.Studios. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Sorry this was a little bit longer than I thought. Peace. I'm losing my mind, folks. Having a good time with you people.
You may now subscribe.